This is a paid program for Tony Wynn Law Firm, the injury attorney.
Hi, I'm Miranda Morgan, host of the Tony Wynn Law Firm TV show. I'm not an attorney, but in a moment, we're going to have an expert answer all of your questions, especially if you've been in an auto accident. Let's check it out.
This is a paid program for Tony Wynn Law Firm, the injury attorney.
If you need money and you've been injured, call Tony Wynn Law Firm because he can help.
There was no pressure. I felt like I had a weight lifted off of my shoulders.
Without insurance, without any hesitation, the people and the medical teams, they helped me without any questions asked.
And I refer anybody, if you're ever in a serious car accident, call Tony Wynn. He's the man to get the job done for you.
This is a paid program for Tony Wynn Law Firm, the injury attorney.
Hi Tony, nice to meet you.
Hi Miranda.
I'm just going to be upfront and ask some questions.
Sure.
If a person's been injured in an accident, why does anyone need a lawyer?
Well, to be frank, Miranda, anyone can do anything themselves. No one technically needs a lawyer. But the issue becomes this: if you are hurt in an accident, would you know how to file a case in district court? Would you know how to do discovery on your own? Would you know how to pick a jury on your own? Would you know how to do opening and closing arguments on your own? Anyone can do anything themselves. For example, you could defend your own death penalty case yourself if you wanted to. The issue becomes, can you effectively do it yourself? And it's a very difficult thing to try to work your own case. The insurance company's going to know this, and because of this, they're going to lowball you and offer you as little money as possible because they know that you're on your own on this.
So why should anyone hire you? I see lots of attorneys in the phone book.
Well, Miranda, because I'm ruthless about winning my clients' cases. I do everything possible to win my clients' cases. I don't care how it's done. My clients don't care how it's done as long as I do everything possible to win their case. People ask me all the time, wow, do you really do these things for your clients? Do you really offer loans for your clients? The answer is yes. All you have to do is pick up that phone, give me a call. You have nothing to lose. Talk to me about your case. We'll give you an honest answer about what we can do for you. Our first show of faith to you, if you give me a call right now, we'll answer your phone call and we'll set up an appointment to come talk to you for free. I care about my clients only, and I care about no one else. We do everything possible and we care about no one else.
I mean, is that fair, Tony?
Miranda, it's my job to win my client's case, not to be fair. Whether or not something is fair, that's between you and whoever you want to judge you. If you want someone who's fair, talk to your priest, to your rabbi, to your minister, to your friends, to your family. But if you want someone who's going to do everything possible to win your case, someone who's going to be ruthless about winning your case, give me a call. That's what I do. That's what I'm good at. When you call me, you're going to get a live person who will answer, who will address your problems.
Why is it important to be available 24/7?
Well, the reason why is because a person cannot control when an accident happens to you. Let's say you're at a red light, you're driving along, someone's going to smash into you. You're not even moving, and some other car's wrecked into you. Now, you can't control when that happens. You don't know when that's going to happen. There's going to be evidence that needs to be preserved, glass on a road, there's going to be skid marks, there's going to be injuries that need to be documented, photographed. If you go to sleep that night, that bruising that you have may disappear. You need an attorney who will document all this information for you. It's going to drive up the value of your claim so that in the end, your case is going to be worth more. And that's the reason why you should give me a call immediately if something happens to you. And that's why we're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on holidays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, it doesn't matter. Give me a call.
Can you guarantee results?
Miranda, no ethical attorney can guarantee any result. The only thing I can guarantee is that 1, I'll work hard, 2, I'll open my lines of communication and talk to you whenever you want me to, and 3, I will be open and honest and communicate with you. Now, having said that though, no one likes a loser. Let's be frank here. There's a reason why my law firm's grown over the years. I started off as a one-person operation. It was just me working on my clients' cases. Over the years, I started winning my clients' cases, and I've grown into what we are nowadays. I have attorneys on staff, paralegals, I have medical experts who will help us and who will help you who's watching. We'll take care of you.
If a person's injured in an accident, what happens to the bills?
Well, that's where some of our medical experts come in. We have medical experts on staff who can assist with these issues. Oftentimes what happens, people forget that when you get into an accident, not only are we trying to recover money from the person who caused the accident, but we're also trying to get the medical bills reduced. Many people get into financial hardship because of the medical bills they owe. Some of these clients, we were able to get rid of their bills. That's something we'll help you with also. Now, can I guarantee this? No attorney can guarantee any result in the end. However, having said that, as you heard from some of my clients in this program, we're able to reduce their bills.
We'll be right back with more questions for Tony after the break.
This is a paid program for Tony Wynn Law Firm, the injury attorney.
If you've been injured, I'm Tony Wynn. I'm the lawyer who's confident enough to make interest-free loans to my clients. I'll win your case, or else there's never an attorney fee and you'll never have to repay my loan. Why? Because that's how confident I am. I'm Tony Wynn, 1-800-35-TEXAS.
This is a paid program for Tony Wynn Law Firm, the injury attorney.
Welcome back, everyone. No one can tell the story about Tony Wynn Law Firm better than our clients. Let's listen to what they have to say.
I was in an automobile accident where I was rear-ended. At the beginning I tried talking to the insurance agency, but they just wouldn't return my calls after the initial call. And I saw Tony Wynn on an infomercial like this one, and he just struck me as being very honest and sincere, so I gave him a call that night. Next, they brought me in, they got all my paperwork and discussed the case with me, and the lawyers went right to work. Medical bills were taken care of. I couldn't work. I'm a balloon twister and I couldn't really, my shoulders were killing me and I couldn't do it. My income was cut back a bit, and I asked if I could get a loan to help pay some bills, and no problem. Like 2 days later, I had a check for him. I definitely would refer Tony Wynn to anybody who needs help with an accident. He's above honorable. He's a great lawyer. If you've been injured, call 1-800-35-TEXAS.
On August 21st, 2012, I was on my way to work and I was hit head-on by a driver making an illegal turn to go get coffee. I was spun around, witnesses say, and thrown into a telephone pole. I was pinned into the car, and witnesses released me from the car, and they called the ambulance and transported me to the hospital. During my treatment, I was talking with the insurance company, and then they got to where they wouldn't return my calls. So at that time, I'd seen a commercial on television, and it was for Tony Wynn Law Firm. And they said that they were open 24 hours a day, and to give them a call, they actually sent me an attorney out to talk to me regarding my case at 7:30 p.m. I'm ecstatic about the treatment that I got every time I call them. If you've been injured in a car accident, call 1-800-35-TEXAS.
This is a paid program for Tony Wynn Law Firm, the injury attorney.
Someone crashed into you, you're hurt, things are uncertain, call me. I'm the injury attorney who can help put you back on your feet with an interest-free loan. As always, I'll win your case, or else there's no attorney fee and you'll never have to repay my loan. I'm Tony Wynn, 1-800-35-TEXAS.
This is a paid program for Tony Wynn Law Firm, the injury attorney.
Miranda, sometimes people forget that when an accident happens, not only are you supposed to go after the person who caused the accident, but you also have to take care of the medical bills. Some medical bills can be huge. They can go up into the hundreds of thousands, up into the millions of dollars. Sometimes the person who caused the accident might not have enough money to pay those bills. So what we have to do, what I'm good at, is that I'm good at reducing medical bills, so that in the end, we're going to do everything possible to make sure that by the end of your case, you don't owe those medical bills in your case. If a person was flown away by a helicopter as a result of the accident, that bill by itself could be worth about $500,000. We're going to have to reduce those bills, and we're good at it. A hospital bill could easily be $1 million. That's something I see on a regular basis. We're able to reduce the bills for those clients also. Now, can I guarantee those results for you? There's no attorney who can guarantee that result. However, I know what to do. I've done it before, and there's a reason why I'm good at what I do. Give me a call, 1-800-35-TEXAS. We'll take care of you, and we're going to do everything possible to help you.
I see in your commercials that you talk about loans. Can you go into detail about the loan program that you offer?
Sure, this is a very popular topic with my clients. A lot of my clients need help, and there's a good reason why. I mean, you've been involved in a car accident. A lot of my clients, they only have one vehicle, they don't have a way to get around, they need help to get a rental, they need help to pay their bills, I mean, maybe even help with the groceries. That's not something they can afford. You know, how can you afford to feed your family if you're hurt and you don't have a way to get to work? Well, what we do and what I've always done, and this is money out of my own pocket, I loan my clients money. The rules allow for me to loan you money if you've been hurt in an accident. What you have to do is very simply pick up the phone, give me a call, and be my client.
So how does someone go about getting one of your loans?
Actually, it's very simple. All you have to do is pick up the phone, become my client, and that's it. Afterwards, we'll look at your case, we'll see how much money we can loan you. And these are real loans. They're loans, it'll put money in your pocket, it'll help you out right away. Very simple.
Well, that sounds easy.
And it is. As you've heard from some of my clients who have received these loans from me, all they had to do was just pick up the phone and give me a call.
How much money could I get?
Now, that's a common question that's asked of me. The answer is it depends on the complexity of your case, how long ago it happened. The sooner you call me, the more we can help you out with. Your case usually is worth more the sooner you have an attorney start working on your case. The longer you wait, the more the value of your case goes down. We charge 0 interest, 0 fees. All the money comes from me.
How long would it take to get one of these loans?
Oftentimes, as you've heard from my clients, you can get the loans the same day that you ask. Again, it all comes down to how complex your case is, how soon I was able to work on your case.
What do you do when someone calls you about an 18-wheeler accident?
We start working the moment you call. Number one, we'll have someone answer the phone, a live person who will talk to you. We need to track down that 18-wheeler. We need to find that black box. That black box it's a device in that truck that gives us information about that truck. This is very important. Sometimes that information can disappear. So you need to give me a call so we can preserve that evidence for you.
Tell me what happens when someone calls your toll-free number.
It's a free call, 1-800-35-TEXAS. When you call, you're going to get a live person who's going to answer. We're going to take down some of the information that you might have about your case.
What kind of information do I need?
Surprisingly, very little at first. If you've been hit by another vehicle, if you've been hurt by an 18-wheeler, you might be a little bit dizzy. You don't feel like tracking down information. Believe it or not, oftentimes just your name and your phone number is good enough. We can find out from police reports, we can find out from accident reports where that driver may have been located. We can find out the report number on your case. So believe it or not, the more information, obviously, the better, but I know what I'm doing, I'm good at what I'm doing, and sometimes it takes very little information. Just a name and a phone number is all I need sometimes.
Call 1-800-35-TEXAS 24 hours a day.
This is a paid program for Tony Wynn Law Firm, the injury attorney.
If you've been injured, I'm Tony Wynn. I'm the lawyer who's confident enough to make interest-free loans to my clients. I'll win your case, or else there's never an attorney fee and you'll never have to repay my loan. Why? Because that's how confident I am. I'm Tony Wynn, 1-800-35-TEXAS.
This is a paid program for Tony Wynn Law Firm, the injury attorney.
I'm Tony Wynn. You've heard from some of my clients. Let's hear from some more clients, because in the end, this is not about me. This show is not about me. It's about you. It's about what I can do for you. It's about what you can get for calling me. It's what we can help you with. Give me a call. In the meantime, let's hear from some of my clients who will tell you about the Tony Wynn Law Firm experience.
Labor Day weekend last year, 2012, I was traveling roughly about 2:30 in the morning to go pick up my husband from his employer. And as I proceeded to an intersection, my light was green, and the drunk driver that ran the stoplight hit me on the passenger side. She proceeded to run. I tried to chase after her, called the police. They went after her, turned into a police chase. They were able to end up finding her and arresting her. At that point in time, I went to the emergency room, came home early morning, about 5, and a representative came out to my job the next day and sat and spoke with me on my lunch break. I ended up needing rotator cuff surgery. I received compensation from that as well. The interest-free loan is as promised as it is on the commercial. I asked for a specific amount, and that amount was given to me. And I was advised at the time that I would not have to pay it back until I received my settlement back.
A guy was going, 15-year-old, driving the truck, and he ran a stop sign, hitting us, totaling out a car. Saw Tony's ad on the news, and we decided to call him and give him a try.
And we called him and made an appointment, came in, talked to him.
There's always somebody there to answer the phone. We're behind, as far as the rent, because I couldn't work because of the accident. And he told us that he would give us a loan interest-free.
We're very satisfied with what he has done for us.
We referred about 10 to 15 people, and all the referrals, everybody called us and told us that they were satisfied with Tony and that he gave them an interest-free loan, and as far as taking care of their case, that they were very satisfied with him and his personnel.
This is a paid program for Tony Wynn Law Firm, the injury attorney.
Someone crashed into you, you're hurt, things are uncertain, call me. I'm the injury attorney who can help put you back on your feet with an interest-free loan. As always, I'll win your case or else there's no attorney fee and you'll never have to repay my loan. I'm Tony Wynn, 1-800-35-TEXAS.
This is a paid program for Tony Wynn Law Firm, the injury attorney.
Here's a question that one of our viewers asked. What should I say to the other driver when I've been involved in an accident?
I could talk about that question all day long. I could talk about that question from morning until night. But the simple answer is this. Oftentimes it's not about what you say, it's about what you don't say. Never ever admit that the accident was your fault. Whether or not you believe it's your fault or not, do not say that the accident was your fault. Do not apologize for the accident. I've had cases where a client was sitting at a red light, waiting for that light to turn green, rear-ended by another car. My client then gets out of the car and says, oh gosh, are you okay? I'm so sorry for what happened. Even though my client was standing still waiting for that red light to happen, my client apologized. They tried to blame that accident on my client. Call the police after an accident happens. Let the police determine who was at fault for the accident. But if you wind up shooting yourself in the foot by admitting fault when in fact it was not your fault, you're just going to make your life much more difficult. You may be opening yourself up to a lawsuit. You may be getting sued for something that's not your fault. You shouldn't be talking to the other person who caused the accident. Call the police, give me a call, let me do the talking for you. There's a good reason why you have a right to remain silent. Let your lawyer do the talking for you. Give me a call, 1-800-35-TEXAS. We'll know what to say to help you.
Should I move my car?
Are you talking about after the accident, should you move your car out of the roadway? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
There's different points to that. Should you be safe after an accident? Absolutely. You shouldn't do anything that will endanger your life. Let's say you're involved in an accident on 35 freeway here. Should you get on the road and start pushing your car out of the road? Probably not. You may be run over by another car. It's a dangerous situation. So my answer is do not endanger yourself by attempting to move your vehicle out of the road if possible. But if you have to, move that car out of the road so you don't get hit by another car that might be coming. So you have to use your judgment on that.
If I'm injured, should I tell the police?
Absolutely. My clients are hardworking people. They oftentimes don't like to complain. I mean, I've had a client who had bleeding after an accident and had a broken bone, and his reaction was to kind of be macho about it and say, no, I'm okay, I don't need an ambulance. But his arm was broken in this case. That was kind of held against him when it came time to negotiate his case, because the insurance company said, look, your client wasn't hurt. He admitted to not being hurt, even though he had a broken arm at the scene of the accident. So that's why you should really tell the police if you're injured. Let them know about that. Ask them for an ambulance if you feel like you need an ambulance. That's going to do several things. That's going to up the value of your case. It's going to make your case worth more. It's also going to help us gather the evidence to prove that you were injured. No one's going to believe that anybody was injured in a case. No one's going to believe that you were injured in a case unless you have the documentation to prove it. So if you need an ambulance, if you need help, tell the police. Don't apologize for what happened. Ask for help.
What should I do if the other driver leaves the scene before the police arrive?
You should take down as much information as possible, again, without endangering yourself. Don't get out into the road and start collecting evidence. You may be run over by another car. I've seen that happen also. What you should do is you should immediately, if possible, take down the license plate of the other car. People have cell phones nowadays that can take a picture. Take a picture of the other car from a safe distance. Maybe get off the road, maybe take a picture of the other car from inside of your car. Take a picture of whatever you can to prove that the accident happened. This is very helpful. Let's say you decide to move the vehicle out of the road to be safe, and then later on the other driver claims that you caused the accident. They blamed you for it. Now you have pictures to prove that no, the other person caused the accident. The easiest thing to do, although, is to give me a call. It's never too soon to call me. I have clients who call me 2 minutes after the accident happens. we can always talk to you. We can help you walk your way through it. Give me a call, 1-800-35-TEXAS. That phone number is open 24 hours a day. It's never ever closed. So if you get into an accident at 2 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 6 in the morning, you get into an accident on Sunday, you can give me a call. We'll respond to you and we'll help you out right away. It doesn't matter, 1-800-35-TEXAS. There's never an excuse to not call that number.
This is a paid program for Tony Wynn Law Firm, the injury attorney.
If you've been injured, I'm Tony Wynn. I'm the lawyer who's confident enough to make interest-free loans to my clients. I'll win your case or else there's never an attorney fee and you'll never have to repay my loan. Why? Because that's how confident I am. I'm Tony Wynn, 1-800-35-TEXAS.
This is a paid program for Tony Wynn Law Firm, the injury attorney.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's listen to what our clients have to say about the Tony Wynn Law Firm.
It was raining on a Friday night. I was on my way to work, and suddenly this car came from Target parking lot and hit on my side. I was in panic mode, so I just went to work. I didn't call anybody. It was my right hand that got broken, and I didn't realize it, so I went on to work. I decided that I better go to the doctor, so I went to the emergency room, and I talked to my girlfriend, and she said, I've already talked to a lawyer. I talked to Tony, and Tony recommended some doctors for me. Here's his number, and you need to call him. So I did. I called, and they immediately saw me, and they talked to me. Without insurance, without any hesitation, the people in the medical teams, they helped me without any questions asked. What a relief for me, because my main concern was no insurance, no money. What am I going to do? So I thanked Tony and his law firm for helping me out.
I was in a car accident. I was sitting at a red light and I got rear-ended. They said the guy was going between 40 and 50 miles an hour. It happened out of nowhere. It's something you don't ever imagine it's going to happen to you. I went into shock, kind of, because I didn't know what was going on. Because of my age, I suffered a whole lot of back injuries and neck injuries from it. I went home and called another attorney in my area, and they pretty much didn't call me back. So I thought, you know, here I am laying here, I'm scared, I don't know what to do, the car's crashed, I need help. So I saw Tony come up again on TV, and I thought that's who I'm calling. There was no pressure, I felt like I had a weight lifted off of my shoulders. I felt really comfortable with everything that y'all were doing. I just pretty much put it in y'all's hands, and I didn't have to worry about anything. I needed money for prescriptions, and you were there for me, money for gas to get where I needed to go. Mr. Wynn handled everything.
This is a paid program for Tony Wynn Law Firm, the injury attorney.
Someone crashed into you, you're hurt, things are uncertain, call me. I'm the injury attorney who can help put you back on your feet with an interest-free loan. As always, I'll win your case or else there's no attorney fee and you'll never have to repay my loan. I'm Tony Wynn, 1-800-35-TEXAS.
This is a paid program for Tony Wynn Law Firm, the injury attorney.
All right, Tony, let's play Stump the Attorney.
Let's play.
Have you ever had a case where a car crashed into a motorcycle?
Believe it or not, that's an easy question. That's a fairly common occurrence here in Austin. Cars are not paying attention to motorcycles because motorcycles are small, people don't expect them on the road, and then a car is going to crash into a motorcycle. I mean, I get cases like that all the time. You've heard from a client of mine who was on a motorcycle when he was hit by another vehicle, broke his leg, broke his wife's leg, who was also on that motorcycle. Ask me a more difficult question, Miranda.
You're right, that was too easy. Have you ever had a case where a motorcycle crashed into a car?
Okay, that's a little more uncommon, but believe it or not, it's happened. And I had a case where once a client of mine was in her minivan with her family. A motorcycle who is not paying attention, he goes full on into my client's van at 60 miles an hour, totaling my client's van. Now, the insurance company tried to argue, look, your client is in a van, my client is on a motorcycle. How could your client possibly be injured? Well, if you look at the evidence in that case, you'll find that my client's vehicle was smashed up and totaled. They tried to not pay my client because they said there's no way a motorcycle can cause that much damage to a van, but the evidence was indisputable. Now, if she didn't have me, they probably would have denied her claim. And they tried to deny their claim even after I was on it. It took a lot of threats and a lot of convincing for me to get them to pay out, but eventually they did pay out my client for that motorcycle running into my client's van.
I heard in the news once that a fast food worker lost their finger at a restaurant. Have you ever had a case similar to that?
Actually, I have. I've had a case that was just like that. An employee at a restaurant lost her finger at a fast food restaurant. We were able to resolve her case. The restaurant did not want to pay out on her bills. We were able to threaten them with a lawsuit, and eventually we did file a lawsuit and get recovery for that client. Literally, she lost her finger while she was employed at a burger joint here in town.
We'll be right back after this.
This is a paid program for Tony Wynn Law Firm, the injury attorney.
If you've been injured, I'm Tony Wynn. I'm the lawyer who's confident enough to make interest-free loans to my clients. I'll win your case, or else there's never an attorney fee and you'll never have to repay my loan. Why? Because that's how confident I am. I'm Tony Wynn, 1-800-35-TEXAS.
This is a paid program for Tony Wynn Law Firm, the injury attorney.
This is Tony Wynn. You've heard from some of my clients. Let's hear from some more.
We were in an accident November 21st, the day before Thanksgiving, and it was devastating. I nearly lost my leg and my life. I nearly lost my fiance here. As I woke up in the hospital, I looked at the TV and I saw the Tony Wynn Law Firm. And after listening to the testimonials of everyone else, that how he had helped them without less hassle and with interest-free loans to help you get through your suit. And I called and y'all came that morning. Barely any paperwork at all, just trying to get us to where we needed to be.
I was in a serious car accident, and it was raining that day, and the lady just slammed on the brakes all of a sudden, and we barely tapped her car, but another car came from behind us and just slammed and turned us. We were going west. When she slammed into us, we ended up going back east. I was seriously injured. Paramedics had to pull me out of the car. They rushed me into the emergency room. I was paralyzed from my waist down. I had no feeling of my right leg. I made a phone call to Tony Wynn. He came to my rescue. They came to my door. They asked me questions and they took care of me. I got a loan through the law firm. It was incredible because without Tony Wynn being there, I would be nowhere. I was so seriously hurt. I couldn't walk anymore. Things are so much better now, and I can walk again. And I refer anybody, if you're ever in a serious car accident, call Tony Wynn. He's the man to get the job done for you.
This is a paid program for Tony Wynn Law Firm, the injury attorney.
Someone crashed into you, you're hurt, things are uncertain, call me. I'm the injury attorney who can help put you back on your feet with an interest-free loan. As always, I'll win your case, or else there's no attorney fee and you'll never have to repay my loan. I'm Tony Wynn, 1-800-35-TEXAS.
This is a paid program for Tony Wynn Law Firm, the injury attorney.
What should a person look for in a personal injury attorney?
When you've been hurt, you need an attorney who will be open and honest with you. An attorney who tells you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. You know what? A good personal injury case is like a game of chess. You have the insurance company. They're tricky. They know what to do. This case is about you. You are the king on this case, the queen on this case, and you have an attorney who's going to fight for you, who's going to seek the justice that you need. Give me a call, 1-800-35-TEXAS.
The proceeding was a paid program for Tony Wynn Law Firm, the injury attorney.